Hey guys, I'm back again for another vlog. I know it's been a few months, but I've actually kind of had an interesting topic to talk about due to recent events. But I know I made a video a while back about crazy girls and what happens when a relationship goes awry. But here's the big twist. Here's the big spook. What happens when a relationship goes right? Now I know that's a crazy concept for some people. I mean, when we put it in my perspective, I just expect all things to die in a blaze of glory and fire and shame. But what happens when a relationship actually works out? Now, allow me to take the step-by-step process to show you what to do if your relationship actually doesn't end in flaming failure. Now let's step into your shoes for a bit. You're a guy. You ask a girl out. She says yes. You guys are steady. Everything's going great. Now, what do? Confused protagonist of this story, to make sure this relationship is maintained? Well, there are a few basic things, but we're going to be breaking down step by step. Be honest. This is very important when it comes to maintaining a good foundation in your relationship and making sure there's like a good trust between each other, in between y'all. Now, I know this seems basic, but it can get complicated when not put into practice, so I'm gonna break it down for y'all. Honesty between a couple is very important. For instance, let's say the guy part of their relationship is hanging out with another girl a lot, even though he has a girlfriend. Not saying you can't have female friends, but when this starts becoming really frequent, you need to be honest with them and tell them what's up. Or it can also happen vice versa when the girl starts talking to other guys. Well, they're still just friends, but, it just starts getting to the point where it's like the only thing that happens anymore. This can eventually create a rift, and you guys just start to, slowly move farther apart, and you start questioning each other's motives and morals. So, moral of the story is, make sure that you're just clear who these relationships are to each other. Are they just friends? Are you even thinking something more? Be honest. Step 2. Make sure you make a good first impression on the family members. Now, I know, again, this sounds kind of no-brainer, but a good first impression on the family goes a long way, because, like it or not, they're kind of the ones who have a say in if you're even a thing with this thing. You know? They're the ones dictating if it's even okay for this entire shindig to keep going. So, you need to make an impact, and a positive one, not some negative deadbeat one. Allow me to explain. For instance, you have this girl who's part of her, little family, mom, dad, brothers, sisters, whatever, and you're gonna be slowly entering your way in that, so your best thing to do is to make a good first impression so they'll actually accept you as one of their own. That step is kind of self-explanatory, you're respectful to the parents, the siblings, make sure to not be mean. That's kind of self-explanatory. Be respectful of guidelines and boundaries and whatever. But here comes part number 3. Being vulnerable. No action figure parts for this one, mainly just because I don't really want to sugarcoat it. This is the most important part. You need to let yourself be vulnerable. If you act as an emotionless stone wall who can do no wrong, you're going to drive people away. You're going to set off the impression that you're unfeeling, you're uncaring. People need emotion. They need to know what people are feeling. And I know that kind of stems back into step 1, but people need to know what you're feeling, because, again, honesty is the best policy. So, those are just a few things to do when the relationship goes right. I know that seems like a little basic, but those are just some of the general guidelines that I think you should set for yourself when you're in a good relationship. It's weird that I'm talking about this, considering I've never been in one. This is mostly based on observations and advice I've given to people. Kind of sad that the guy in his room playing with toys is telling people how to act with their significant others. But hey, that's the internet for you. This is Mango Fed, and I'm lonely.